Hey, it's Kesha. Welcome and welcome back. I have a message from Spirit to share. So before we begin, let's just close our eyes and get centered. Get our minds right and receptive. Take a deep breath in and let it out. Another deep breath in and out. Just release any cares, concerns, or busyness of the day. Just feel all of that drift away as you bring your attention back to yourself. Feel yourself present in this moment, in this time and space. If you feel attached to anything or anyone, just release that attachment and let it go back to source. If you feel like anything is attached to you or any person is attached to you, release those cords and let them go back to source. Feel yourself unfettered and free in your own space, thinking your own thoughts. And when your mind is open and your heart is gentle, open your eyes. So the truth is, we treat people how to treat us. And normally that statement is said in reference to someone having mistreated us. But today I wanted to talk about that statement in the context of how to teach people to treat you once you have you've healed parts of yourselves and set boundaries to protect your sacred space. So as we collectively have been talking more and more openly about mental health, there's also been more discussions about family relationships, both blood and chosen, and how we as adults sometimes have to set boundaries that keep out blood relatives who aren't, don't, or didn't treat us right. And that's okay. That's the point of healing, and there are just times when that's the right action that needs to be taken. And if you notice in many of my meditations, and I think likely in this one as well, we'll begin by, or as part of that meditating and centering process, we'll release any cords that are attached to us. And likewise, if we're attached to anything or anyone, I would ask that you release those cords and let them go back to source. And that's because if we're corded or attached, we can't grow into our fullest expression. We're not free to live and move and have our being if we're attached to another's limitations. And, you know, the best, the healthiest, strongest relationships are the ones that are arrived at by mutual love, respect, and understanding, not bound by assumption, duty, and loyalty, absent love, respect, and understanding. So when we find ourselves in those situations where the love we send out isn't being reflected back to us, or we are not treated at our level of self-worth, then the right thing to do is to draw our energy back and redirect it to support the stronger parts of ourselves and shore up the weaker aspects. That's what this inner work, this healing is. And so by doing so, we raise our vibration and the level of consciousness of our love, how we're willing to share and what we're willing to accept. So, you know, if you were trying to grow beautiful flowers, are you going to pour water on the concrete next to the planter, or are you going to pour water on the planter that has your flowers, right? And what you need to remember is that you are the plant. So it's important that you plow your energy into receptive ground. And it's by your flowering that you attract to yourself your own. So take no thought and don't be overly grieved by soured relationships. Because by releasing them and turning your attention back to self, you'll draw to yourself your own. And that can include them if they're ready to meet you at that new vibration. Because if I be lifted up, draw all men unto me. And that process starts with forgiveness, right? Forgiveness is something we do for ourselves. We give up this ill feeling for the feeling of peace. And from peace, of course, comes all the good things. Forgiveness is not about the other person, in that you pardon or excuse what they've done. Judgment rests with the Creator. Judge not that ye be judged, and vengeance is mine, saith the Lord. And divine justice takes care of each of us as we repay our debts. So that's not something that has to be of your concern. By you holding a grudge, condemning them, or sending them anything that's less than love, even if it's, oh, I'm not going to talk to them, they're over there and I'm over here. If you're putting up the hand and the energy to keep them away, you're still sending energy at that level, right? And in that way, you're still going to be locked together because you're tied on the energy of, I'm not going to engage with you because of some reason, rather than I choose to engage with you in love. Each of those components has a different vibration. So when we say, I'm not going to deal with you because of whatever reasons you have, and I'm just going to be over here and that's going to give me peace, that's a false sense of peace because you're using your energy to maintain that separation. Whereas if you, from a place of love, say, I know my value, I know my self-worth, I know what I will and will not allow, and at this level is where I exist. The standard is the standard, and you'll meet me at the standard. And so if that is arrived at in love and held in love, then nothing but love can transgress that boundary. And so anybody that comes into your space, any experiences that you're going to have are going to be a reflection of that love that you're putting out. So that's why I said, if you do your healing and raise your vibration, they can still meet you if they choose to meet you at that new vibration. And you each have that choice to make. True healing comes when we pass by the debts of others, release ourselves to our own karma, and ask that the law of grace intercede on our behalf, so that we're each made whole and free and able to choose again and to do it differently. And so remembering the law of grace, which is divine aid or intervention in the restructuring of in the effects of our relationships, where we surrender the relationship to God so that it can be raised up to a higher level, so that when our karma comes back to us, it's tempered by love. Doesn't that sound ideal? That if the karma we've created by poor choices in our relationships can be transmuted, divine intervention can move through it, lift us up, so that when that karma does come back, because we each have our karmic debts to pay, it's not hitting us at the gut and it's not a body blow. It's maybe grazing our feet. And so I thought we would experience that in a short meditation. So let's do that now. Gently close your eyes. Take a deep breath in. And get comfortable in your seat. Just feel your body relaxing. Feel your physicality melting around your divine spark. See yourself as a being of light, remembering your true self. Know ye not that ye are gods? Breathe in this knowing, breathe in this remembrance. And now I want you to call forth someone or a challenging situation with which you are wrestling. Call them forth now. And notice they have come to you as their Christ and highest self. They too are of the light. And as you stand across from each other, acknowledging the essence of your true being, that we are spirit. Recognizing that we've each come as a foil for the other to experience our lessons and to learn and grow. Let's send our love, respect, and gratitude to the situation, to the person. Look at them with the eyes of love. Feel them looking back at you with the eyes of love. And from your heart to their heart, and from their heart to your heart, send a ray of love. On this ray, there is the knowing that there is nothing to forgive. All is forgiven. We each go free. We each go free in love. Feel that gift you give. Feel the gift you have received. Look deep into their eyes and say, I love you. Thank you. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. And feel them looking at you now, looking deep into your eyes. And hear them say to you, I love you. Thank you. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Breathe. If there are any special words on your heart that you want to say to this person or situation, then say your prayer to them now. Say those words to them now. Leave nothing unsaid. Say it in love. If there's any message they have for you, hear that message now. And when you have said all and received all, gently release the ray of love between you, seeing it go back to source. See you each now filled and surrounded by love. Breathe in this love, breathe in this light. Feel the glow of forgiveness. Notice how much lighter and freer you are in your heart. Notice how much more at peace you are in your being. When you're ready, step back into your body. Deep breath in. Notice that feeling all about you. That peace, that calm, that release. The love. And when you're ready, gently open your eyes. We are each doing the best we can, given the experiences and resources that we have at this moment. So remember to extend each other grace, forgive each other and yourselves. Go forth and bloom as the radiant plant you are, because we are all beautiful plants inhabiting this beautiful garden called Earth. And that is the message Spirit wanted me to share with you today. And so it is.